Most people try to learn faster and fail, not because they are incapable, not because they lack intelligence, but because they misunderstand what speed truly is. They chase hacks, speed, shortcuts, little tricks that promise arrival without transformation. They want the summit, without becoming the climber. They want results, without reconstruction. But mastery has never been in a hurry. It has never rushed, never panicked, never bargained with the clock. Mastery moves like stone being shaped by water, slow to the impatient eye, unstoppable to time itself. There is an ancient structure, older than modern education, older than productivity culture, older than your impatience. A framework forged where mistakes had consequences, where skill was not performance. It was survival, where learning meant inheritance, transmission, responsibility. And once you see it, really see it, you will understand why some people become unstoppable, why their progress looks unfair, why their confidence feels unshakable, why quitting never seems to visit them, while others remain trapped at the surface, restarting every year, forever circling the door of beginner. The difference is not talent. It is sequence. It is patience. It is respect for how growth actually occurs. And the few who understand this move differently, calmer, sharper, certain of where they stand and where they are going. It is called Shuhari, in the mountains of Japan, inside dojos where skill meant survival. Learning was not experimentation. It was not self-expression, not creativity for applause, not curiosity wandering without direction. It was transmission, from teacher to student, from past to present, from mastery earned in blood and repetition, to hands not yet steady enough to hold it. A path walked in stages, not guessed, not improvised, not redesigned by beginners. Clear, so clear that confusion had nowhere to hide. Unforgiving, because reality does not reward almost, because hesitation has consequences, because pretending to know was the fastest way to fail. Precise, every motion measured, every correction immediate, every detail respected. You did not skip steps. You did not vote on them. You did not upgrade them. You did not personalize them to suit your mood. You became them, bone by bone, breath by breath, repetition by repetition, until the structure was no longer outside you. It lived in your posture, in your timing, in the way you entered the room. Shuhari is not just a way to practice. It is a map of transformation, a blueprint of how humans evolve from clumsy to capable, from capable to exceptional. It is the psychology of accelerated mastery, because it removes distraction, it removes ego, it removes the chaos of wondering what to do next. The path is already decided. Walk it, ignore it, and progress crawls. You will feel busy. You will feel motivated. You will feel like you are trying, but you will remain where you started. Respect it, and growth compounds beyond imagination. Day stacks upon day. Skill reinforces skill. Understanding deepens without announcement. And one morning, what was once impossible will feel inevitable. Chapter 1, Shu, obey the form. The first stage is Shu, the stage almost everyone wants to escape, the stage almost no one respects, the stage that secretly determines everything that follows. To protect, to preserve, to obey, to guard what has already been proven, to carry what has already survived, to submit to knowledge older than your opinion. No innovation, no remix, no signature twist to make it yours, no rebellion disguised as creativity, no personal style. Not yet. You copy. Exactly. Without subtraction, without decoration, without attitude. The stance, the timing, the method, the repetition, how the hand turns, where the eyes rest, when the breath leaves the body. You reproduce it, as if deviation were disrespect. Modern minds hate this stage. It feels restrictive, predictable, mechanical, boring, too quiet for the ego, too slow for ambition, too simple to impress anyone watching. But boredom is the gatekeeper of excellence. Because boredom filters out tourists. It removes the curious but uncommitted. It exposes those addicted to novelty. It reveals who is willing to stay after excitement expires. Because when you copy perfectly, you are not just repeating actions. You are engraving patterns. You are teaching the nervous system loyalty. You are replacing randomness with reliability. You are installing foundations, invisible architecture, load-bearing habits, structures that will carry pressure later. Neural pathways strengthen. Signals travel faster. Corrections happen earlier. Waste disappears. Errors dissolve. Not because you fought them emotionally, but because precision leaves them nowhere to live. Efficiency becomes automatic. Movement tightens. Thought quiets. Energy stops leaking. You are building a body that understands. Before the mind interferes. Before doubt can negotiate. Before mood can interrupt. Before fear can slow the command. The body knows. And knowing is faster than thinking. In Shu, humility is power. You accept being a beginner. You accept repetition. You accept instruction without resistance. You silence ego. You stop trying to look advanced. You stop trying to be interesting. You stop trying to be seen. You trust lineage. If it worked for those before you, it can work through you. You surrender to structure. And structure, in return, begins to build you into something stable, something dependable, something dangerous in its consistency. And this is why you move faster than everyone improvising too early. While they chase identity, you build capacity. While they seek expression, you install accuracy. While they perform, you prepare. They will look ahead for shortcuts. You will look down at your footing. And in time, distance will appear between you. Quietly, inevitably, permanently. Chapter 2. Ha. Break the form. Then comes Ha. The shift. The fracture in the shell. The moment obedience matures into awareness. Detach. From blind copying. From external dependence. From the need to be told every step. Digress. Explore the edges. Lean into curiosity. Step slightly beyond the line you once protected. Break. But notice, this is not rebellion. It is evolution. You do not break randomly. You are not guessing. You are not playing. You are not decorating ignorance with confidence. You break from understanding. You have paid your debt to repetition. You have honored the form long enough for it to carve intelligence into you. The rules live inside you now. They guide your instincts. They whisper corrections before mistakes grow teeth. So experimentation becomes intelligent, measured, purposeful, alive. You adjust angles, a few degrees, a subtle redirection, a refinement invisible to outsiders, but revolutionary to performance. You refine rhythm, when to slow, when to strike, when silence produces more power than speed. You test variations, carefully, respectfully, like someone modifying a machine. They finally understand. Not to escape discipline, never that, but to deepen it, to discover its range, its elasticity, its hidden doors. At this stage, learning accelerates violently, not because you rush, but because waste has been removed. Every attempt produces information. Every repetition teaches nuance. Every failure sharpens accuracy, because you are no longer memorizing. You are conversing with the skill. It answers back now, through sensation, through timing, through resistance and flow. Feedback becomes immediate. You feel errors as they form. You correct mid-motion. You adapt without panic. Correction becomes natural. No drama. No self-criticism. Just refinement. You start seeing what beginners cannot. The invisible architecture beneath performance. Tiny inefficiencies. A misplaced finger. A breath released too late. Energy leaking through hesitation. Hidden opportunities. Moments where a micro-adjustment creates disproportionate advantage. Elegant solutions. Less effort. More effect. Less movement. More outcome. This is where confidence is born. Quiet. Stable. Unshakable. Not from motivation. Not from hype. Not from someone shouting that you are powerful. From familiarity earned through obedience. You have been here before. Thousands of times. You know the terrain. You trust your footing. You recognize the patterns. So doubt loses authority. And action becomes clean. Others will see fluidity. They will call it natural. But you will know. It is discipline. Evolved into instinct. Chapter 3. Ri. Transcend the form. Finally, Ri. The stage people romanticize. The stage they try to imitate. The stage that refuses to appear. Until everything before it is complete. Leave. Step beyond instruction. Beyond imitation. Beyond the visible rails of tradition. Separate. From dependency. From permission. From needing reassurance that you are doing it right. Transcend. Rise past method. Without ever betraying it. The form disappears. It dissolves from the outside. Observers cannot see it anymore. They think it has been abandoned. Not because it is useless. Never that. But because it has become you. It lives in your posture. In your timing. In the invisible calculations your body performs without consultation. You are no longer performing the method. You are expressing it. Movement without thought. Not careless. not impulsive, but so deeply rehearsed that consciousness would only slow it down. Decision without hesitation, because alternatives have already been tested in 1,000 past repetitions. Because doubt has lost the right to vote. Execution without friction. No argument between intention and action. No delay between recognition and response. Just flow. Direct. Clean. Certain. Others call it talent. They see ease. They see elegance. They see the absence of struggle. They assume gift. They are wrong. It is internalized structure. It is obedience remembered by the nervous system. It is discipline that has shed its visible armor. At Ri, innovation is inevitable, not forced, not performed to appear original. It emerges naturally, like language evolving in someone fluent. You create new methods, because you finally understand why the old ones worked. New expressions, because the principles can now wear different shapes. New philosophies, because insight grows wherever understanding becomes complete. Yet everything you invent is carried by the bones of Shu. Every freedom supported by forgotten repetitions. Every breakthrough anchored to ancient instruction. You never escaped the foundation. You became worthy of extending it. Freedom built on discipline, not the freedom of chaos. The freedom of capability. Speed built on patience. Years compressed into instinct. Time converted into reflex. Power built on repetition. Thousands of quiet moments. Standing behind one effortless display. This is Ri. Invisible preparation. Revealed as inevitability. And when someone asks how you do what you do, you may struggle to answer. Because the path has vanished. All that remains is you. Chapter 4. Why this makes you learn 10x faster. Most people mix the stages. They blur the sequence. They scramble the order. They reach for advanced freedom. With beginner hands. They try Ri on day 1. They want flow without foundation. Instinct without installation. Mastery without apprenticeship. They want to arrive. Without traveling. They want to perform. Without preparing. They want originality without obedience. A signature before structure. A voice before vocabulary. Authority before understanding. Expression without absorption. They decorate emptiness. They polish fragility. They build ceilings with no walls. So progress collapses. Again and again. They restart every few months. They change methods. They blame tools, teachers, motivation. But the failure is architectural. They skipped the load-bearing stages. Shuhari multiplies speed because it removes confusion. It eliminates guesswork. It deletes unnecessary decisions. It tells you exactly where you stand. No anxiety about being behind. No fantasy about being ahead. Only the step in front of you. At every moment, you know exactly what to do. Not someday. Not after more research. Now. First copy. Without ego. Without commentary. Without negotiation. Then understand. Feel the mechanics. Notice the relationships. Discover why each movement exists. Then transcend. Let the structure breathe through you. Let innovation arise from comprehension. No wasted energy. You are not chasing 10 directions. You are not reinventing proven systems. Every effort lands. No scattered focus. Attention stops leaking into comparison. Stops dissolving in distraction. It narrows. Sharp. Useful. Productive. Just direction. A line from ignorance to capability. Clear enough to walk, even on your worst days. And direction is acceleration. Because speed is not frantic movement. Speed is eliminating everything unnecessary. When doubt is removed, you move. When options are reduced, you advance. When sequence is trusted, you compound. Others will sprint in circles. You will walk forward. And distance will quietly choose you. Chapter 5. The hard truth about mastery. Here is what hurts. What most people sense, but spend their lives trying to avoid. Growth is not glamorous. Becoming capable is not cinematic. The road to mastery is rarely exciting. It is repetitive, demanding, uncelebrated. Shu can last years. Longer than enthusiasm survives. Longer than friends remain interested. Longer than motivation can pretend to carry you. Years of copying. Years of correction. Years of feeling ordinary. While others appear to leap ahead. With charisma and noise. Ha demands discomfort. Because now responsibility increases. You can no longer hide behind instruction. You must think. You must notice. You must refine. Mistakes become personal. Confusion becomes information. Weakness becomes visible. And many retreat here. Back to safety. back to imitation, back to the comfort of being told. Ri arrives only when invited by readiness. Not desire, not ambition, not impatience. Readiness. When the body is trustworthy, when the mind is quiet, when the foundations no longer shake under pressure. Ri is not taken. It is granted. There is no shortcut around becoming the person capable of mastery. No hack to compress character. No trick to bypass repetition. No miracle that replaces time under tension. You must become different, stronger in attention, sharper in honesty, more stable in effort. But if you follow the stages, if you endure their demands, if you respect their order, you will surpass people far more gifted than you. Because talent often resists humility. Because natural ability grows impatient with basics. Because early success can make discipline feel optional. So they quit in Shu. They become bored. They seek stimulation. They chase environments that flatter them. They play in Ha. They experiment without depth. They modify what they never fully learned. They confuse movement with progress. They pretend in Ri. They imitate confidence. They perform freedom. They showcase fragments and call it mastery. While you build, when nobody claps, when improvement is microscopic, when the only witness is tomorrow, quietly, no announcements, no identity crafted for display, just work accumulating in the dark, correctly, details respected, standards maintained, corners left untouched, completely, nothing skipped, nothing rushed, nothing left fragile. And one day, the difference will surface, not loudly, but undeniably. So if you want to learn anything faster, if you truly want acceleration, if you want progress that lasts, if you want improvement that does not evaporate under pressure, stop searching for speed. Speed is seductive. It flatters urgency. It makes you feel productive without demanding transformation. But frantic movement is not advancement. Busyness is not growth. And rushing the process has buried more potential than failure ever could. Search for sequence. Search for order. For the architecture beneath mastery. Find where you stand and accept it without drama. Because the path does not change. To protect your pride, ask yourself, am I obeying? Have I surrendered to fundamentals? Have I repeated them long enough for resistance to disappear? Or am I still negotiating with instruction? Am I understanding? Do I feel the mechanics? Can I see cause and effect? Can I correct without being rescued? Or am I decorating memorization with confidence? Or have I earned transcendence? Has the structure dissolved into instinct? Does execution move without argument? Have I paid the full price of fluency? Not imagined it. Earned it. Move honestly through the stages. Without pretending you are further. Without shrinking from where you are. Let humility position you correctly. Because accuracy of placement is power. And when you do this, improvement will no longer feel dramatic. No fireworks. No sudden revelation. No performance of breakthrough. Just gradual reinforcement. Quiet upgrades. Invisible strengthening. Until one day, you look back, and the distance shocks you. It will not feel lucky. It will not feel magical. It will feel inevitable. Like sunrise after night. Like strength after repetition. Like mastery after respect. You will understand. You did not arrive by speeding up. You arrived by refusing to step out of order. Mastery is not a mystery. It is a path. Walk it properly. And one day, people will look at your results and call you gifted. Let them. You will know the truth. Welcome to the Cipher Phantom.